Hey puzzlers, this is Steve here with another video on how to play some logic puzzles. This is another puzzle pulled from my recently published book on Amazon. I'll post a link in the description below. Would love it if you guys would check it out. I had a lot of fun making it. Hopefully you guys have a lot of fun solving it. Now this puzzle in particular is a double minesweeper. So just like regular minesweeper, the numbers indicate how many cells adjacent to them contain mines. So this 5, for instance, says in these 6 cells here that are highlighted, there's going to be 5 mines. Now the difference, however, is in regular Minesweeper you can only have 1 mine per cell, but in double Minesweeper you can have up to 2. So what I mean by that is, if we look at this cell, for instance, you could have 2 mines just in that one cell, which would solve this too. So that's what makes this puzzle unique. Lots of fun. If you like regular Minesweeper, I think you'll definitely like this twist to it. So without further ado, let's get started on solving this so you can kind of see how it unravels. So typically I like to start along the edges or in the corners, as that's where we're going to be the most constrained. So right off the bat, this cell here has to have a mine because this one only sees one cell. So this one has to have 1 mine. There's only one place for it. It's right there. This mine solves all of these ones. So every cell adjacent to these ones, like that one, cannot contain mines. So all of those adjacent cells next to this one also can't contain mines. So that's a good start. Now this 4, we already have 1. So 3 need to be in these 2 cells. Now with double Minesweeper, what I like to do is I like to indicate my cells that I know contain mines. But in this instance, I don't know which one has the double mine and which one has the single mine. But I know both of them have mines because you can't have 3 in one cell. So I'm going to mark it with a dot because I don't know which one has the double and which one has the single. But I know since there's 1 mine for sure here, that solves this one. And so we can X all of those out. And now thinking about it, this actually can't be the double because that would break this 1. So this is the single and that's the double. So this 4 is now solved, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 mines there. This 2 is solved because that's a double mine. So we can mark that. This 2 has to have 2 mines here, which would in turn solve this 2. So those adjacent cells next to the 2 are solved. This 5, we have 3 down here. We need 2 up here. That's not going to be helpful because we could have 2 in this cell, 2 in this cell, or 1 and 1. So no way of knowing that quite yet. We'll have to circle back. Same thing with this 5. We have 3 up here, so we know 2 have to be here. 2 could be here, or 1 and 1. We know 2 can't be here. That would break that 1. So again, not enough information. We'll come back to that. Let's look at the other corner. Again, same situation, a 1 in the corner, there's only 1 spot. That must be a mine. This 2 needs 1 more mine. So that would have to go here. That's the only spot for it. That 2 is now solved. This mine solves that 1. So all those adjacent cells next to the 1 are now solved. This 1 is forced to have a mine there. That's the only spot for it. And now we could solve this 5, right? We have 3, 4. We need a 5th one right there. This 3, we need 1 more there. And we can figure that out because of this 2. This 2 only has 1. We need 1 more. So that goes there. And that solves this 3 now. 1, 2, 3 mines next to the 3. So that is X'd out. Now this 3 only has 2 spots. So we know one's going to contain a 2. One's going to contain a 1. But we don't know which one's which. So for now, I'll just pencil mark like that. And just think about it. So if we know one of these is going to contain 2, one will contain 1. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. This needs to be a double, no matter what. Because these are going to be 3, plus this one's 4. We need 2 more to solve this 6, and this is the last spot. So 1, 2, right there. And we could have figured that out with this 3 next to the 1 too, because we need 3 and only 1 can go in those. So that 2 is forced to solve this 3 as well. That's another way you could have figured that one out. But again, we need 1 more to solve the 3, and it's going to be here or here. either way, that's going to solve this 1. So all of these other cells adjacent to the 1 is going to have an X like that. Now, if I'm going a little too fast for you guys, or if this is not making much sense, I definitely recommend checking out regular Minesweeper puzzles first. The double Minesweepers are a little bit tougher, probably because I'm not used to it as much as the regular Minesweeper, but still a lot of fun. So I notice this 2, in order for this 2 to be solved, it's going to solve this 2, right? So what I mean by that is we know 2 mines are going to go either 1 and 1 or 2 here. We can't have 2 here because of this 1, but either way, 2 mines are going to exist in those highlighted cells, and that's going to solve this 2. So all of these cells up here can't contain any cells, otherwise it would break this, right? We'd have 2 here, and then that one up there would be a third, which would break this cell here. This cell has to be a mine, because if we think about this 3, it interacts with this 2, right? So if we look at these cells here, you can have at most 2 mines there. And so where do we get the third mine for this clue? Well, it's got to be here. And so that 1 mine is going to solve this 1. So all the cells adjacent to the 1 are X'd out. And so that forces this 3 to have a double mine down here, right? We have 1, we need 2 more for this 3. There's only 1 spot left, so that's a double mine there, which happens to solve this 2. So that could be X'd out, forcing this 1 to have a mine down there. And this 2 is solved because of that double mine, so that's X'd out. This 5 now only has 3 down here. We need 2 more, so that goes here, which solves both of those 2's, so we can have that X'd out. All right. Where else? So let's think about this 7. So at most 2 can go there. 4, 5, 6. This needs to be a double. So this is how we solve it. This dot here, we don't know if it's single or double from earlier on the 6, but now we know it has to be a double, because again, this 7, we have at most in these 2 cells 2 mines because of this 2 clue, right? So I'm going to count 2 as a maximum, 4, 5, 6 as a maximum if this were a 1. So this has to be a double, making this a single. So 2, 4, 5. We need 2 more here. We don't know which one's which yet, but either way, 2 mines in those cells is going to solve this 2. So we could X all of those out like that. And if we think about this 4, we only have 2 clues, or I'm sorry, 2 mines for the 4. We need 2 more, so they're forced there, which solves this 2. So that could be X'd out there. And this, let's see. So we're going to have a 1 mine here, 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 which will solve this 1. So that has to be X'd out. Now we need to do a little bit of counting, because I think at this point there could be multiple answers, but we need to know that there's 25 mines. So I left that out in the instructions, but this particular puzzle, there's 25 mines in the field. So knowing that is going to help us solve this puzzle, because if you think about it, you know, this 2 could be solved by having 1 mine there, 1 mine there, and then this 3 could have 1 mine there. Or you could have 2 mines here solving the 3 and the 2. Either way would work if we didn't know how many mines existed. But we know 25 mines exist. So knowing that, I think that's going to help us. So let's figure it out. So we're going to highlight all of these mines and count them. Did I miss any? I think that's all of them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Okay, so with 22 out of 25, we're missing 3 more. Well, we know 1's going to be here, right? So that's 1. And we know 2 have to be here to solve the 3. So 1 mine here plus the 2 mines here is the 3 mines. So this can't be a mine. We know that. And all of these cells that are not highlighted can't be mines. We know that. So now, to solve this 3 and the 2 at the same time, we have to have a double mine here. Otherwise, it's not going to work, right? If we have a mine there and a mine there, we solve the 3 but not the 2. So this here is a double mine. And then same thing with this situation. How do you solve all of these 1s? Well, you can't have a mine there because you're not going to solve this one. Can't have a mine here because you won't solve that one. So that forces this to be a mine, which solves all of these 1 clues, right? So that's how you solve a double Minesweeper. Lots of fun. I actually really like it. It's a change of pace from regular Minesweeper. It is tougher. It's definitely not as easy. This puzzle in particular was an easier one, but there are harder ones out there, and the logic's just a tad different from regular Minesweeper, but you're using the same strategy. So hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and